Hey Taurus, this is Veritas Malefica coming to you with a general reading for your sign for the full moon in Aries peaking on October 17th, 2024. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so not all the messages may resonate specifically with you. If you are looking for a personal reading, I do offer them on a limited basis. The information for how to book that is listed below in the description box. I've already meditated on the energies and shuffled the cards and started to get kind of like a seduction energy. Like you're feeling good, Taurus. You are feeling like you're attractive, like you're getting into some glamour magic, like you are projecting what it is you want others to see, and they're seeing exactly that picture. Now, I'm getting the term smoke and mirrors, so be careful about projecting images that are too far away or too far removed from who you actually are, because people will find out if you were exaggerating. But let's go ahead and get some cards. This energy is intense, I will say. Um, it's been very volatile. There's a lot going on. That fiery Aries energy is definitely here. And I feel like this is a time of cutting loose things that don't serve you, particularly deep rooted things like traumas or childhood issues or things that have been with you for a long time. It's time to really analyze that and let that shit go so that we can move forward into the next thing. um, Next year is going to be a very big year of transformation. And it's important in this process, and we are in the transformation season, it's fall. Um, it's important to release the things that aren't serving us anymore. It's important to let go of that which is not meant to be a part of our future. So that's a major message I'm getting today during these readings. So we have the Two of Pentacles here, which this for me is, it feels like considering your options. And that goes right along with kind of that seductive energy where you're like just kind of playing the field and thinking about, what do I want? What I'm trying to make a decision about what I want. Um, and you're not quite sure what it is yet. As always, the coin is the most important, or, very important in the list of things that we're working with. So pay attention to what's going on materially around you. And in that vein, materially, what somebody has to offer. Because I think that is really what you're wanting. And if you convince yourself otherwise, I feel like that will cause some issues for you. It looks like you've kind of turned a corner, though. I feel like the last reading I did for you was really intense and kind of like not so good. Um, Kind of some breakup vibes going on, if I remember correctly, which, by the way, it's hard for me to retain information from past readings. It's not, the message isn't for me. So if I retained all of that, I would just go insane. But when I'm connecting to this energy, I get certain themes that come through, and that is coming through. And I am suddenly recalling that there was some kind of turmoil that felt like relationship related, I believe. Um, but what I see here is that you've kind of turned a corner with that and really set that shit down and let it go and return to you. We've got the moon in reverse, so that kind of means illumination to me. And going through the dark side stuff and coming out on the other side back to more sun energy, where we've been through that period of darkness and that has colored our experience now. We are wiser for it. We have the Queen of Swords showing up here. And I see you really looking at, what do I want? What do I need? And what is my goal? I see you being very, very smart about your decisions. And this goes right along with that seduction energy, looking at all the options around you and considering them. What will serve me the best? And let me go ahead and go out there and attract that towards me. We've also got the Ten of Wands in reverse too, which I feel like this is you kind of giving up those burdens and letting go of all that stuff. Oh, on the table, face down though, Three of Swords. So we are still colored by this, which I just said that. We are still experiencing what that situation did to us and created for us. So I'm feeling like you're using this in a positive light. I'm going to pull some more cards to get a bigger picture on this, because generally this card refers to heartbreak and sadness and betrayal. But I feel like what's going on here is you're using that to color your lens as to what you're looking for. Like, because you had this heartbreak, it's influencing how you're approaching things, which is very kind of stoically, harshly almost, and without question, you are like on task. You're like, I'm not falling for that shit again because I know better. That's kind of the message I'm getting here with this. I'm going to pull a few more cards on that Three of Swords. 3. So the number 3 is important here for some reason. That's all we're going to get. And look, it came out at the bottom. I can't make this shit up. So again, 3 is super important, which 3 is a very magical number. We have the 3 of Cups coming here to clarify the 3 of Swords with the 3 of Swords in this deck at the bottom. So for me, this says this is a healing process. This is you healing from that pain. And I feel like this is a past situation that's occurred. I feel like you've had to go through your darkness and work through all of your issues and all of the things you're holding on to. And you're in an active shedding process and letting yourself see things clearly for the first time in a while. This is bringing in a good amount of celebration and happiness. You're letting go a little bit. You're releasing and you're moving forward into the next thing. And this, I just explained what this card meant as I was saying that. That's so funny. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse is definitely saying we're in a shedding phase. We're letting go. We're just enjoying the time, but with discernment, with absolute discernment, because you've learned from this experience. You've learned from this heartbreak. You've learned from this trouble. You've learned from this trauma. And you are using the energy of this full moon to catapult yourself into what am I just letting go of that shit that you don't need to carry, the traumas, the burdens, the things that are not yours to hold on to. They're there for you to learn from, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're in the shedding process and you're having a lot of fun doing it. I see a lot of glamour magic happening, which if you're not familiar, that's working with appearances, working with manifesting through how you show up in the world in a nutshell. And I see you kind of getting out there and being this. I'm going for the word seductress just because I like the feminine version of that, but you can absolutely be a seductor also. But I feel like you're really getting out there and seeing things clearly and cutting through the bullshit and deciding, do I want that or do I want this? And it's making you feel extremely powerful, extremely comfortable, and it's bringing you back some joy after this trouble and trauma you've been through. So this is all on brand with this moon. I really, really enjoy that for you, that energy. And I would say keep on rolling with that. This is like really clear cut. And I don't know that I really need, like, that's a wonderful message in and of itself. But let's get a few more from the wild unknown and see if there's any more messages for the sign of Taurus. 3 again. So the number 3 is really important. Usually that's about manifestation, the beginning of something, the coming together of elements. And I would just be on the lookout. If you see the clock at 333, if you see the number 3 repeatedly, if you all of a sudden get a phone number and it ends in 3s, anytime you see the number 3, that's something for you to pay attention to. However that shows through for you in your particular situation. I would just pay attention to that. You're getting back to you. We have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck here. So you are coming back to really feeling powerfully like yourself, which I love. It's like a lightning bolt coming through. The key to the door has been handed to you. Yeah, I see you being on top. I see this. The energy of this moon is a little bit chaotic. So I see maybe some outside figures kind of weirding things out a little bit, but you will stay steady and in control, even if some crazy character comes out of nowhere, your discernment mode is on, and you're not going to be dealing with like, what the fuck was that? Some crazy person telling you lies, or somebody like coming in with some stupid idea that you're like, that sounds erratic. If it sounds erratic, trust your judgment and stay to your your instincts on that. Trust it. Trust that scenario. Yeah, and again, yeah, I think you're going to get like a lot of weird characters coming around you, but you're not going to be holding on to any of that. You will be very much in control, very powerful, and you're coming back to your happiness. You're coming back to a feeling of completeness, a feeling of everything's going exactly how I want it to. And yeah, trust your instincts, trust your gut, and don't let external characters dictate how you're going to act. You dictate how the external characters act. That's the key here. You've gone through a healing period, and this is, I see you being really powerful, really on top of things, and really feeling more like yourself than you have been in a long time. So this looks like a wonderful time for you, Taurus. Um, Definitely just have discernment when people come around you. I feel like their shit will get smashed, like when they try to run into your wall of nope. Gosh, I should hang out with a Taurus and watch that happen, because that sounds like fun. Anyhow, that's what I've got for you, Taurus. I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like that's a wonderful message, and I hope you have a wonderful full moon period, resting, healing, and getting out there and glamoring the world, seducing the world, if you will. I will be back with a longer format special reading for Samhain, which is Halloween. And if you'd like to check that out, that will be up sometime around the holiday. Um, Yes, and feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe if you resonated with any of the messages, especially. It really helps me to know that I'm on track with what I'm doing and how I'm structuring these readings. So please definitely share if you resonated with anything in particular for you. And I will see you also for the new moon readings, which will happen at the beginning of November. Have a good one, Taurus.